All right, so I'm very much looking forward to covering this video today. So let's just get straight into it. But before I do get into it, today is the start of Lent. So if you're watching this and you're involved with Lent as well, or you're giving something up, or you're even adding something to your life, honestly, God bless you, big up yourself, and keep going, man, because we're doing this together. And as much as I want you to be accountable for yourself, I want you to also hold me to account as well, because we're all in this together, man, when we're really working towards this thing that is bigger than us. And like I say, man, every day is a blessing and it's God's plan as well. So let's just get straight into it, man. Let's get started.
What is Lent?
So Lent is this 40-day period leading up to the day of Easter. It comes from this old English word, lengthen, which is where we get the word lengthening. It's because this is the time of the year where the days are getting longer and longer, brighter and brighter, the springtime. And it always, of course, falls in this season of the year, so they call it Lent. The idea behind Lent is to prepare yourself for Easter. Easter is the most important holiday in the Christian calendar. So how do you prepare yourself? You do it by fasting, by prayer. Many churches, the Roman Catholic Church in particular, will fast and give up meat every Friday. The Orthodox Church will give up multiple things, basically any protein source, meat, fish, but also adds oils. And then for Protestants, it's more of a free choice thing, because not all Protestant churches talk about Lent, but they might still abstain from a few items.
What is Lent?
There we go. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to share this is because, yeah, today is the first day of Lent. And I have been practicing Lent, I would say, for the last 5 years, I believe, maybe 5 or 6 years. And every year, I will particularly be giving up on particular things just so I can really align myself and get closer to God, man. And also just be in a position where I just feel a lot more healthier, a lot more stronger, a lot more better in myself, a lot more confident, all those sort of things that, when you're so busy with life gets in the way of certain things as well. Lent for me, I feel, is a moment to really just take in a moment to really appreciate all of the things that God has done for me. And when I even put it, I can't even put it into words, honestly. When I think about even my life from where I was in 2024 when I left my job role looking to do what I'm doing now, I honestly had no idea how I was even going to do it. I had no idea what was going to be on the sort of other side for me. It felt at that moment, if I'm being completely honest and transparent with you all, like I was just in a tunnel, a dark tunnel. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I suppose that's based on me being so optimistic and so, you know, thinking always positively that these things are only going to be a moment. They never last forever, you know what I mean? So for me, at that moment in time back in 2024, it just felt like I was just in a dark tunnel and I couldn't get out. So to even get to the stage now where I feel like I'm not even like still in the tunnel with the light, I'm actually outside and I'm seeing things a lot more clearly. And my mission and my objective in terms of what I'm doing, I feel like it's all ordained. And I can only thank God. Like, I can't even thank him enough. You know what I mean? Like, honestly. So with that, it is one of these videos, by the way. It is one of these videos because with these things, hard work plays a part, discipline, consistency, as I mentioned, plays a part. Luck also plays a part as well. But trust me, God is the top tier. If it's not for God, then you can't do nothing. Yeah. Best believe that. And if you believe that as well, then yeah, man, show love, like, comment, subscribe. And if you're also getting involved in Lent, please, man, share your story with me. And just know that for these 40 days and 40 nights, I'm committed to the cause. And from what I've been doing these daily video uploads. So if I've been committing to dropping daily video content, then you know that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So with Lent, I take Lent very, very serious, you know what I mean? So you know what? Let's just let me share my screen and let me get into what I'm actually going to be giving up for this Lent and what I'll be adding to Lent as well. So let's go, man. So for Lent 2026, I'm saying no to no alcohol, no sweets, no cakes or pastries. We'll get into the pastry one shortly as well. Biscuits, no chocolates, no crisps, no junk food, no takeaway, no processed frozen foods like from Iceland and all that, and pizza. We'll get into pizza as well. The main ones I'll get into the main ones I'll get into is pastries and pizza. And then what I am saying yes to is my 10,000 daily steps and my daily TikTok videos. I'm going to get into that section as well. And all of this will really tie into why it's so important to be committed to the cause, man, and really just focus on the mission at hand, because there's so many of these sort of obstacles and things I mentioned that can get in your way, right? But with that, if you really want it and you're really committed to the cause, then you have to remove things in your life, right? You have to remove those particular things in your life that you feel that's kind of a blocker, or that's like causing your brain to get foggy, or just not, you're not really concentrating as much as you can. And life can be as hard as it is already, but when you're kind of putting blockers on yourself as well, it can be a lot more difficult for you to kind of move forward and do what you need to do as well. And then when you're amongst people who are on the same mission and objective as far as self-improvement and getting better over time and becoming the best version of themselves, that is what it's all about. And when you're amongst that community of people doing those things, it makes you more ready to do these things yourself. It makes you more prepared. It makes you more accountable. And with this content on YouTube, I'm going to be talking about so many various different things. My main thing, as you guys know, is brand authority, right? The idea of your personal brand and your business brand, and how you're able to build that together in order to develop that brand authority to drive more client pipeline and drive more revenue. That's my thing. But with the content that I'm putting out, it will be a disservice of me to be talking so much about how much God has played a part in my trajectory and how it's got me to this point here where everything is like crystal clear in terms of what I'm doing and what I'm sharing with you all. But then also not kind of sharing these sort of backgrounds to how I even got there, and like these particular things as to why I'm even giving them up in the first place, right? But let me share my screen and let's go through them each one. So alcohol for me is a no-brainer, to be fair. With that, I'm not really much of a drinker as I used to be when I was younger, to be fair. But with that, it slows you down, man. Like I'll keep it real. And don't get me wrong, I like a good drink from time to time. But when you're in the process of working on the stuff that I'm doing, like I'm dropping daily video content every day. I'm working on building my agency. I'm working on building my community. All those particular things I'm working on requires so much time, and it requires so much focus, right? And that focus is something that I realized that I need to actually have. I can't like let that be a thing where it takes me off of my course, or it just makes me not focused to the point where I can get things done to the best of my ability, or I'm always on the go, or I'm always ready to activate, because ultimately that is what is necessary when you are building these things. And I feel like it's like that muscle in your body where it's like the muscle twitch, that muscle twitch fiber, when they say like for sprinters you have a fast muscle twitch. For me, it's like for that, whatever you're doing in business, of being an entrepreneur, all that sort of stuff, it's like you need to have those fast twitch fibers to just be active and ready, because you never know what can go wrong in a situation, right? You never know when you have to kind of be putting out fires. So with that, you always have to be on point when it comes down to these things. Sweets, cakes, and pastries. Like I said, these things I don't particularly eat too much. But the thing with me, right? The thing with me, I have a what do you call it? Addictive personality, I believe. I think I actually do, because once I have one, then I'm just like, nah, it's a bit mad now. I need to have a lot more. I need to have the lot. You know what I mean? But pastries is a funny one. Let me get into the pastries one, because pastries are just like another thing in particular where I wouldn't necessarily eat often. However, when I have a pastry or a croissant or any of those things, then it's all over, especially with Lidl. My local Lidl, especially when Lidl, the app. If you don't shop in Lidl, then yeah, you wouldn't know. But anywho, Lidl, they got the app, and then you get the free stuff that you get, free items. And then when they get the free pastry or the free sweet treat, best believe I'm there, man. I'm just getting it. And then when I get that sweet treat, then I'm just like, now I got that taste for pastries now. I need to get pastries. And like I said, I've been doing Lent for like 5 or 6 years. So back when I was working at my first job role, and I was just working through that as well, I have a good friend of mine as well. I'm gonna send this video to her because she's gonna laugh as well, and I need to visit her very soon. But I hope she's blessed and well. But she is, yeah, she would know what I'm talking about. So every time we'll be at the office, and these were the days when you're working, like there was no like remote working or whatever. You're in the office 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. And then whenever, because we'll be there, matter of fact, we'll be there. And then when it came down to making teas and coffees, right? I'm not making teas and coffees for anyone but her. She's the only person. That's my G right there. So anytime it'll be a case of people saying, "Oh, do you want coffees or teas?" I'm like, "No, thank you. I'm all good, thank you." But for me and her, that was our thing. If I'm getting up, I know what coffee she wants, or tea, whatever hot drink she wants. I know I got her, and vice versa. So with that, every time now when she'll get me the tea, I would always open my bag and there's a pastry in there. And she used to crack me up every time we'd be laughing. She'd be like, "Pastries again, Tree? You gotta stop with the pastries." I'm like, "No, I know. I'm bad with the pastries." And then when I was on Lent during that time as well, and then she saw me and then she was just like, "Oh, you're doing so well. I haven't seen you with not one pastry." I said, "Yeah, I gotta be committed, man. I gotta be committed to the cause." But that part is funny because it's just like when you kind of build that in real time and that people can actually see the sort of difference between you, I suppose, during a normal day and then Lent as well, when you're actually giving up things as well and you're making it a lot more apparent and intentional. So then people don't start like gifting you certain things, or even in the office as well. When it comes down to the work office and that sort of stuff, they always love throwing all sorts of treats and all that sort of stuff as well. And more often than not, I'm not touching it. But then if there's any pastries or pizzas involved, it's a whole new ball game, man. It's a whole new ball game. And then let me just share it for context as well. So we covered chocolates. Yeah, not really a chocolate fan. White chocolates though, don't get me started. I can eat off a whole white chocolate, but that's a story for another day. Crisps, junk food, takeaways, processed. I'm not really much of a junk food person anyway, but you have your moments. However, I need to have a big sort of moment for this one right here, pizza. When I tell you pizza is my favorite food, yeah, my favorite dish, favorite food, favorite everything is my favorite. Pizza for me is the elite. And I have no idea why, but it could be perhaps because it's got everything. It's got the carbs, it's got the protein, it's got the vegetables if you want to put your spinach or your kale in there. Like it's got everything. But I know it's not the best, it's not the best, but for me, you could argue that I'm addicted to pizza. And this may be the first time that you're going to be hearing this, and it'll be the last time because after this, we're focused on the personal branding, business branding content, right? Brand authority. That's the content we're focusing on. But for this, I want to just give you a bit of an insight into me and my life and all that good stuff as well. So this is the only video you'll be hearing this. So I would know that you're an avid listener if you know that my love for pizza is on top. It's crazy. It's actually ridiculous. I would go as far as if there's maybe once a week I'll have a pizza for a cheat day or something like that. And even that's too much in itself. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But what I wanted to look at as well was also with me getting rid of all these particular things in life, right? There's also things that I'm adding to my life. So as you would know, I've been getting into my steps as well. And then when I was ill, I had to stop the steps because I just couldn't do it. And the last time I was ill and I continued to do steps, I was ill for like a month. So now when I'm ill, I literally just stop everything I'm doing to make sure that I can recover properly because I realized that me being ill doesn't help with anything. Like I said, when it comes down to building a business, building a community, and dropping this daily content as well, you need to really just be on top of everything as well. So the main thing alongside that is being on top of your health. So as soon as I'm ill, I just take a back seat and I just use that time to really just recover and just get back to where I need to get to, right? But with that, yeah, the 10,000 steps daily is a no-brainer. And the daily TikTok videos is a new sort of thing that I'm going to be embarking on. And a bit of clarity for that, right? So you may see me dropping this daily content every day, right? And you're thinking, how do I do it? Like, how do I have the confidence to do that sort of stuff? But like I said, with everything, you need to get into the point of you just doing it enough times until it no longer becomes a thing that is necessarily scary or something that you feel is something that you would never be able to do. Because I once thought that. I once thought that. And with that, it really just got me to the position where I thought to myself that if I can kind of effectively force myself into being a lot more comfortable being on camera, then I must be able to start using this and start posting daily TikTok content as well. Because it's interesting when it comes down to sort of content or how you're able to get over those sort of fears or those particular things that are quite nerve-wracking, I would say, or daunting, because as much as I'm now comfortable to be doing this, like I can do this all the time now. This is a no-brainer. Like in the first videos, I was there not even looking at the camera, but now I can look at you guys directly and let you guys know exactly what I'm feeling and exactly what my thoughts are in real time. And it's a blessing. We thank God. That's the whole reason of this video. But then I realized that with the other forms of content as well, I haven't necessarily got my head around that just yet. So I felt that is in best sort of practice for me to get in the position where I start recording daily TikTok videos, all organic content, and really just using that as a platform just to become more confident, just having the camera just there and just talking directly as well. Because ultimately is it's not it's interesting because it's not the same as what I'm doing now, right? But it's the same lens. I'm just looking directly into a lens and talking. But then that is something that I need to get over myself as well. And you're going to see that in real time when I'm documenting. So you may not be able to see when I'm doing my sort of 10,000 steps or when I'm doing like the no alcohol, no sweets. Let me put the list back up. All these particular things you may not even see. If you catch me at a networking event and you legit, if you see me eating any of those things that has been listed there, out me, out me and tell everyone that I'm a fraud, because I tell you, I'm so committed to my Lent and I'm just so focused on just committing to the cause that I'm just like, nah, let me just show you guys what we can do and let's do it together, because it's that level of accountability that is necessary. But like I said, the chances of you guys seeing me at any event or whatever eating these things or whatever the case is unlikely that you'll see me. However, the one thing I would personally like you to keep me accountable for is the TikTok videos. So from today, I will be doing that video, and then I'll be doing videos every single day from then for the rest of Lent. And I'm going to use that as a way just to, get more comfortable with that process of dropping content as well. And then I feel that once I get over that hurdle, then I think I will virtually be unstoppable, I believe anyway. I think when it comes down to, you know, building your personal brand, building your business brand, looking for that brand authority and all those particular things that you can do for growth, you have to be extremely honest with yourself with the things that you have particular issues with. And when I say issues with things that you know that you doing it can make your life an awful lot better, or you not doing that thing will make your life a whole lot better. And that's why Lent for me is always such an important part of the year, because it always reinforces the elements of how better I can be without certain things, or how better I can be with adding new things into my life and having a new sort of regime that aligns with where I'm willing to go and looking to go as well. Because honestly speaking, I think I spoke about this before as well, but I am determined to make this one of the best years of my life, which means that it's in my best interest to be ready for absolutely anything and everything, but at the same time understand that there are going to be particular things that are going to be blockers that I'm blocking myself from doing, and it's in my best interest to get better at it. This, for me, talking to you guys right now, is one of the most biggest blockers that I've managed to overcome as of yet. When I get through the process of getting my phone and just being like, hey, then that's another one that I need to get out of my head in terms of that blocker. And other than that, I think I'm good to go. Because honestly speaking, I like talking more to you guys directly in person than I do talking to the lens by myself. I don't want to be by myself, man. So I will, matter of fact, start doing a lot more in person sort of stuff, whether it comes down to sort of workshops, speaking engagements, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to be outside heavy in the next couple of months. I'm literally just putting the finishing touches on what will be an epic campaign for myself. And with that, it's more so just the point that I understood that the video part for me was a major blocker that I had to overcome. And I'm still working on it. Like I said, day by day, I'm working on that. But it's the process of the doing that is helping me to get to the stage where I just feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident to do it, and even more so to advocate for other people to do it and for other people to really get into the stage of being comfortable feeling uncomfortable, because I think that is the thing that is going to allow you to get to the next phase of your life, man, when you are in a position where you learn that these things are always going to be uncomfortable, these things are always going to be cringy, and that thought process of it is it's going to be a lot. However, it's in your best interest to do that, because once you get over that hurdle, then the possibilities are endless, because you're just ready. You know exactly how to do it. You know what you're doing. You have a structure and an order that makes the most sense for you. So, as much as I want you guys to keep me accountable for my daily TikTok videos, and if you watch this, if you watch this video as well, and you show me that level of accountability, and you check for me as well, and be like, thank you for putting this video out, or just make sure you put the video out. I appreciate you, man. I got you guys for life, trust me, because we got to do it together. We got to do it together. So even me just dropping this daily content, it's a no-brainer if that means that I am able to give you guys the sort of ammo and the sort of motivation for you to also do it yourself as well, because there is so much sort of room in these YouTube streets. Trust me, this is so untapped right now that is something that I think that there's so many areas and so many opportunities for all of us to play our part in building our brands on YouTube as a platform. And that's the whole point of me showing it in real time. So with that, I would say that's the main bits I would say for today's video. Lent is going to be a difficult Lent. Usually my lists are quite long like that anyway. In actual matter of fact, the list is more or less the same, and it has been the same for a couple years now. I suppose the only difference that I'm starting to do now is adding to the Lent in terms of what I can be doing more of. But then there's also an opportunity for me to think about what I can be doing to help others as well, because I think that's an important part. And although I do take my time to help others where I can as well, I think I want to be more intentional with it, especially during this Lent period as well. So if you are watching this and you feel that there is a way that I can potentially help you, no matter what it is, please get in touch and I'll be more than happy to help, especially in this particular sort of season of giving, as I want to be giving as much as possible, because fortunately and unfortunately, it's bittersweet in that situation, because the more that I am building and the more that I'm compounding all these things that I'm doing, the less time that I will have to help others, right? And it'll be a thing where the less time I'll have to help, so I'll need to make intentional sort of moments in my diary to block out just for those moments where now, although I'm busy, it's not as busy as it will be around, say, June, July time, I assure you, because this is literally the beginning. So if you're watching this and you're rocking with me and you feel like you had found value watching these videos and watching this content, please reach out to me, man. I'm happy to help where I can, but I can only guarantee that I just will not have enough capacity in the coming months because I told you guys already, the personal branding deadline is fast approaching, and I don't have any time to waste, and you guys shouldn't have any time to waste. So please utilize me. If you want to learn more, reach out to me directly, ask questions, comment on the videos below. I got you. Just let me know, because I assure you, when I'm busy, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad, and you won't be able to get hold of me as much as I'm inviting you all to get in touch with me now as soon as possible, before not only the price goes up, but the time just kind of dwindles, and I'm just extremely time poor because there's so many things going on and so many more things I need to be building and so many more people I need to be collaborating with, and there's so many sort of engagements I need to be involved in order to make the mission a lot more profound and a lot more bigger in the pursuit of what I'm doing, right? So on that note, if you are involved in Lent, wishing you an amazing, blessed Lent. And if you're not, then why not give it a go? You don't have to. Like I said, the thing with me, I think I always do this thing where I just take things to the extremes, and I don't know why. I'm gonna do therapy soon and figure that out, because I find it quite interesting why it's that level. It's like it's either that or nothing sort of thing, which is quite interesting. But you don't have to be doing a whole list of things like myself. There could be one thing you could give up. It could be coffee. I'm not giving up coffee, so don't even look at me, because coffee is not going. If I don't have coffee, then nothing is going to work. I'll tell you that for free. But it could be that. It could be the sweets. It could be the cakes. It could be the biscuits. Whatever it is, give it a go. Get rid of one thing and add something positive to your Lent, and then let me know how you get on. But either way, please like, comment, and subscribe. God bless. Big up yourselves each and every time for checking in the videos. And please hold me accountable. Please make sure that you catch me on TikTok, and I'm posting videos every day during Lent, just as much as I'm posting YouTube content every day as well. I would extremely appreciate that as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching again. God bless. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Look after.